Have you ever wondered, are there any Blackhead techniques that can get me sales real fast? Well, there are, but these Blackhead techniques are also known to get you banned. So pay attention to what they are and think for yourself, do I do or do I don't? Once you know them, I can guarantee it's very difficult to unknown them. Number one of the things that's guaranteed to get you sales fast is essentially to boost your ads on Facebook and Instagram by commenting through fake bots accounts. So how does this work? So essentially on Facebook and Instagram, once you have your campaigns running there, the more comments people have and the more people comment like, oh my God, this is amazing. I just purchased this product is amazing. The more social proof it creates and the easier for you is to get traffic and sales, because essentially the human psychology works in a way that once people see other people liking and buying your product, they are much more likely to buy your product as well. You can do this through different apps. You can do this through apps such as Phantom Buster or Inflect or Nitrio. But as I said, once you do this, it's also very likely that Facebook and Instagram are going to ban you. So consider this a warning. Number two, one of easy ways to get sales fast and also to get banned real fast is to essentially create a super clickbaity ad that might not have anything to do with the product that you're selling. For example, you might be selling candles, but people love looking at videos of cute puppies or cute kittens. So you can create a clickbaity ad that essentially the only purpose of that ad is to get a click and bait people to come to your website. Now it can get you sales fast, but also the Facebook algorithm is now really smart and it's essentially crawling your landing page. So once they're gonna see that there is a huge disconnect, it's very likely for you to be banned. Another thing you can do to get clicks and sales real fast is to essentially find a viral ad that's already trending, and you can do that through any of the ad libraries, and you can download that content and use it, upload it, and use it as your own with your own call to action to your own website. Now, this is 100% Blackhead technique, and I would never do that, and I've never done that. But I've seen people do that. I've seen people have a really good run, get a lot of sales, a lot of clicks, a lot of sales real fast, but also can get banned real fast. So again, the choice is yours. Number four, you can create a product claim and an amazing ad, creating claims that are actually not true. So for example, you will find this a lot with those trending products that, for example, sell cosmetics that essentially appear like they're gonna be miracle cures for age, as if there was such thing as cure for age. And essentially a lot of these ads have claims that are not true. They go viral for a little while. People make a lot of sales, get a lot of clicks, a lot of sales, but then eventually get banned. So if you want to create claims that are not true, it is great for short-term sales. It's definitely not great for long-term business. Another Blackhead technique that can get you banned is essentially taking somebody's image that's already on their website and it's a website that's trending and putting it inside your website. That's guaranteed to get you banned because Google algorithm is essentially really smart these days. So once you're using content that's not your own and it is not allowed and it is not linked to the original website, then it's guaranteed for you to essentially go into the Google jail. Technique number 6. Buying an email list that essentially is full of potential customers who have not given you authorization. This is a really Blackhead technique that used to work really well in the past, before such things as spam folders existed and before these spam folders were really clever. Now these days, unless your email server is warmed up and unless Google really knows your email address and knows that you are not spam, if you buy a list and you start blasting all of these consumers with your product, you are most likely, like 95% of those emails will be most probably landing in spam, and you will most probably will be banned very fast and there won't be any sales whatsoever. But this technique used to work well in the past. No more. And again, once again, I don't recommend to do that. If you ever find somebody offering to sell you a list of your ideal buyers, I personally would just be turning my back to that and would be focusing on a different marketing strategy. Number 7, people love AI, right? And people love AI because it gives them hacks and shortcuts. But what a lot of entrepreneurs don't realize is that it's essentially you ask ChatGPT to write you a blog, and if you take that blog or a description or whatever it is, and you just purely copy paste that inside your website, you are like 98% likely to be banned. Why? Because the Google algorithm is smart, and the algorithm is gonna know straight away that this is essentially an AI generated content. So if you do not want to get banned, I still suggest to use ChatGPT. I would 100% do that. But you want to take that piece of content and slightly rewrite it, or you would even want to give it to a writer and pay them for half an hour's work to rewrite it in their own words, because every single piece of content that you put on your website needs to be original. If it's not original, Google is going to ban you. Number 9 is a blackhead technique that essentially appears logical, but it's kind of not. And unfortunately, this one, I have to admit, I've done this before, and it landed me again in Google jail. So often entrepreneurs think that if they want to write a blog about blue candles, because blue candles are in demand, often entrepreneurs think that if they're going to repeat the phrase blue candles all over their blog in every single sentence, that it's going to have a higher saturation of that phrase, and that essentially is going to rank in organic Google search really well. Now, unfortunately, that is no longer the case. It used to be the case, but it's no longer the case. Why? Because Google just wants you to create content that is essentially going to be useful to the end user. So these days, even if you just mention the key phrase once or twice, it is already enough as long as that content is useful. So don't do what I did. I used to write the phrase in every single sentence, and instead of ranking really well, which I did for a little while, but unfortunately, Google algorithm was much smarter than I was, caught up to the blog, and I went to Google jail. And that was painful, because once you're in Google jail, it's not just going to be that one single blog, but it's essentially going to jail your whole store, and you don't want to do that. Another thing that used to work in the past when it comes to organic traffic from Google, but doesn't work anymore, and it's 100% considered blackhead technique, is having hidden text on your website that essentially is so covered that nobody sees that. For example, what used to work was that at the footer of a website or of a blog page, there were essentially some hidden phrases in there, like this is going to work in New York, and we're selling candles in New Jersey, and we're selling candles in California, and we're selling candles in Texas. And so essentially entrepreneurs used to just game the system to have all of the search phrases from different locations hidden in one website, so that the algorithm reads this as relevant for all of these different locations. Now, that no longer works, purely again because the algorithm just got so smart, and it's much smarter than us humans, and has caught up to this technique. So if you guys want to get banned, do that. But if you don't want to get banned, definitely always avoid this. Last but not least, a super blackhead technique, again, when it comes to organic search from Google, is to have hidden links on your website. If you were in digital marketing 5 years ago, this was totally the thing. People would do that to essentially have all of these hidden links that were boosting the ranking of their website. Once again, Google algorithm is smarter than humans are, and so it has caught up to this blackhead technique, and it no longer works. So if you don't want to get banned, definitely avoid that. So guys, do let me know, comment below, what blackhead technique have you ever heard of, because I'm sure there's so many that I've never heard of before, and I would love to hear from you. If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you hit that subscribe button and bell notifications so that you don't miss out. Bye bye.